Hello and welcome to a New Year's Eve edition of Backpage Pass. This is Gameweek 20, and if you listen to this, you probably have no life because it'll be out of date within about 16 hours. It's just me and Owen, and if Owen sounds funny, it's because he's on his phone. Say hello, Owen.
Hi lads, how you doing?
Lads? How'd you know there's no women listening?
Sorry, how are you gang?
Gang. Okay, and also Ray Darcy's here apparently. Gang. Right. We're just going to kick straight into it. It's the Game Week 20 review, and we'll start with Man United 2, West Brom 0. And Cago was back for United, and I think he made a difference. Some of his passes were amazing, especially that little chip that led to the goal.
Yeah, he made a difference. He started off well before his injury, and he's playing behind the striker. He's doing well, yeah.
Yeah. No Jakob for West Brom. Do you think that had an effect on them? They had some young lads in there.
Yeah, Jakob's been central to that run they went on a few months ago. So he was a big loss, and they had replacements for him, but it probably unsettled them. They did play well though, West Brom. They were always close,
And then Van Persie came on and changed the game, really, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he took over when he set the tempo, and then finished the game off with his nice finish at the end.
Lovely little finish. Okay, let's move on to Man City. And Nasty Naz getting sent off for violent conduct. But the rule says, right, you have to use excessive force or brutality. And I didn't really see any of that. I just thought it was him being an idiot.
There was a lot of intent though. He pushed his head forward towards the bar. It looked quite intentional. Maybe he just missed.
But would you describe it as excessive?
I wouldn't describe it as excessive, no. But again, intentional. So if the rule says excessive, well then he should get away with it.
Yeah. I'm still kind of glad he didn't. So I don't particularly like him.
Yeah.
But Aguero was brilliant on the day. He set up two of Zeko's goals, and his own finish was stunning, wasn't it?
Nice lovely lob. He's a fantastic striker, so he took it well. But Zeko as well. Considering he started and he got 2 goals, that'll give him great confidence.
2 goals in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, in the first 5 minutes, he's only won it.
I think Aguero put them both on a plate for him, really, though.
Which?
Aguero put them both on a plate, though. You could hardly miss.
Absolutely, it was credit to Aguero and Silva as well.
I just want to clear something up about this match. City's 4th goal was given as a Bun own goal.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to FIFA, shots that are on target, i.e. goal bound, and touch a defender or rebound from the goal frame and bounce off the defender or goalkeeper are not considered own goals. So,
it's an interesting point. I don't know if it hit off the post first and then came back.
It did. It came off the post and then hit him and then went in.
Oh, well then. Well,
I remember it happened with Shea Given during the European Championships, and everybody's, is it an own goal? It's an own goal. And officially, it wasn't.
Well, officially, I'm sure he took the match ball anyway.
Good old Bun. I just like his name. Sounds like a tasty. I'm going to stop there. Sunderland 1, Tottenham 2, and Sunderland's goal was really against the run of play. This was all Tottenham, wasn't it?
Oh, well, the Spurs were fantastic. I was surprised that Sunderland took the lead, but Spurs just far too good for them. And they're kicking into gear now, and I can see them finishing top 4. And
the movement of the front 4 I thought was really good. I particularly like Lennon's goal.
Lennon's goal was brilliant. He got a bit of luck with a flick, but the way he beat his defender was absolutely exceptional. So
apparently that little trick is known as putting it down the pipe. So we'll leave that there. David Moyler scored his 3rd goal in 9 games while he's on loan at Hull. Sunderland want to be calling him back soon enough, wouldn't they?
They would, because they don't really get many goals, so they only really have Fletcher and Destiny on. So they would like to have goals come from the field. Whether Moyler can do it in the Premier League, I don't know, because he can't do it for Ireland.
I'll give him a break. I mean, he's had 2 cruciate operations in this whatever.
That's fair enough.
I think he could make a difference for them anyway. I think he'd be better in midfield than Gardner or Callback or...
Yeah, Callback maybe replace him. They need a bit of strength and depth.
Anyway, Villa 0, Wigan 3, and Wigan are kind of drifting out of trouble, and they stuck Villa right back in it.
Yeah, Martinez has been very confident, even when they were losing games. that they'll get out of it like they have been for years. And yeah, they played well off the park on the weekend. And, I don't know what Villa's problem is. Lambert's in trouble anyway.
He is. And Koenig really hitting some form now. 2 goals, 2 games. Do you think he can carry that on?
Yeah, he could, yeah. It's good waves to get yourself in a run. You know, he scored a couple of goals over Christmas period. His game coming thick and fast. So, yeah, I can see him doing well, like what DeSanto did last year.
Just have a little run. Like Santo didn't run him up, but he did enough.
Yeah, he wasn't scoring 20 goals a season, but he got 5 or 6 to help them.
Considering he'd only scored 3 in about 5 years in the Premiership before that.
Exactly, yeah.
And then Fulham 1, Swansea 2, and Schwartzer's been bad lately, but he was replaced by Stockdale. Stockdale was awful.
Yeah, he made it hell. Yeah, I don't know. But Fulham are similar to Liverpool. They're quite inconsistent. They can win a couple of games and they can play unreal football, and then they'll lose to someone that's an average team maybe. So I don't know what the story is there, but it's a great result again for Swansea. De Guzman scored as well, so Louder will be delighted with him scoring goals.
They'll be really happy too, considering Michi wasn't playing, Hernandez wasn't playing. They're 2 main goal threats.
Yeah, absolutely. They want more people scoring other than Micho. They don't want to have to rely on him. Say next season, if they want to push on, they don't want to have to rely on one person. So if they get a few players to score goals, happy days.
And next game, Reading 1, West Ham 0, and Reading really needed a Christmas gift, and it came from Collins.
Yeah, it was a terrible mistake. Pogramniak snatched it fairly well though. I couldn't see Reading getting a win in that game, but I was very surprised. But just one mistake and it helped off the bottom of the league.
And do you think that West Ham are struggling without Andy Carroll?
I don't think they're struggling without Andy Carroll. I don't know he has a good outlet when they're playing the long ball, but West Ham can play football as well. People seem to forget that they have some good footballers in the squad.
And speaking of good footballers in the squad that play awful football, Stoke 3, Southampton 3, and Kenwyne Jones really hitting form at the moment.
It was great to see Kenwyne Jones back in the first 11, because he went off the radar a bit for the last year or so.
Yeah, they bought Crouch and Jerome at the start of last season, and that looked like the end of Jones. Yeah, but they couldn't sell him, so it all worked out.
Well, they spent a lot of money on him. They broke their record years ago to get him from Sunderland, so they may as well keep him. And he's scoring goals again. He's a big physical threat, like many of the Stoke players, but he's got a bit of class about him as well.
And Cameron Jerome scored.
Cracker.
Yeah, but he doesn't score, so maybe he should try. He never shoots from there. It could be his problem.
Yeah,
because he's good at going past people but not finishing. Maybe he should just be shooting instead of trying to go past people.
Yeah. And maybe it papers over the cracks a little bit that he scored an absolute belter. Yeah, he should have a pop more often if he pulled those out of his arse.
And moving on to, I don't really want to get into this game, but the last game of the Saturday was Arsenal 7, Newcastle 3, and I follow Newcastle, so you're going to hear me be a bit downbeat. I was having a great day up to when it went 4-3, and then it just kind of fell apart. But we all saw the pictures of Wenger struggling with a zipper, and for once I'm not talking about Theo Walcott's contract. What did you think of Walcott's performance?
He was absolutely outstanding in the striker role as he wants to play, and he proved that he can play there. He got a hat-trick against the top club. So it was a strange old match now, in fairness, but yeah, if Walcott he's got 14 goals this season, they still haven't offered him a contract.
Well, they've offered him, but they've offered him about 30,000 less a week than he wants. Okay,
well, considering the options they have other than Walcott, there's Shamak, Giroud and Gervinho. If we can get rid of two of those players and give what he wants, because he's playing with fire, Wenger is at the moment.
Wenger says that he plays Wilshere in a deep position so that when he eventually moves into the number 10 position, he'll know where the easy balls are for the deeper midfielders, so he'll understand the supply line. He says he's doing that with Theo now, but he reckons now it's his time to move into the centre. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. And considering his scoring form, he has to play there now. He's their best central striker, in my opinion, anyway. He knows how to he knows those runs. He can get in behind defenders quite easily, so why not throw him in there?
And for Newcastle, again, there was no cohesion at the back. They've signed Debuchy.
That's a great signing.
They really need to settle down with a back four now and just get a regular. Because I don't even think they've played the same back four 3 games in a row all season.
That's worrying. They've had injuries though and suspensions, but Debussy's probably the best right back at the Euros.
And there were some good right backs. There was, Petr Cech and Gabriel Selassie.
Yeah.
And Debussy, you reckon outdid them all?
I think he did, yeah. I was surprised that he didn't move in the summer after the Euros, but I saw that it broke down with Newcastle in summer. I was surprised they came to such an agreement, 5 million.
Well, that was it. We offered 4.5, and they said no, and then we went okay, and we left it, and then we've been awful at the back since, so we need to have cottoned on. We being Newcastle, I follow Newcastle. There we go again. Moving on to Sunday's games. Everton 1, Chelsea 3. Everton dominated the first half hour. Where did it all go wrong, do you reckon?
I just think Chelsea were too strong for them. Chelsea have been in good form recently, so it was just too much for Everton. Lampard again.
And Lampard scored 2 goals. Now, here's this for you. Chelsea have only lost 4 games in which Lampard has played this season, and they were the Community Shield, the Super Cup, the World Club Cup final, and the first Shakhtar game, which he went off after 17 minutes with an injury. Now, do you think, those games didn't really matter, so the games that matter he's winning, or do you think, those are finals essentially, and they should be winning those games, and he let them down?
No, I don't think when you look into that, like 4 games they've lost, I know that a lot of those games didn't matter, but I think they shouldn't be saying we're going to move him on at the end of the year. If you can still offer that at the Premier League in big important games, like you're not going to see Miguel pop up with 2 goals every week or an important goal. So I'd say keep him on like goals and games. Just keep him there.
And he'd be the record goal scorer at the club if he gets another 2.
Yeah, it's unbelievable for a centre mid to have such a record like that.
And if he did go, where do you think he'd go? Because I've been looking at, I can't think of any clubs that would afford his wages but also have that space in their squad.
LA Galaxy's been the only club I've heard mentioned, or China, but apparently no one has money in China, as Anelka discovered.
Because they spent it all on him.
Yeah, so the country's gone bust now because of
Anelka. Moving on to QPR 0, Liverpool 3. There was no Rodgers there. I'm just saying, do you think that had anything to do with it?
No, nothing to do with it. He picked the team, so yeah, it wouldn't have made much of a difference if he was there.
And QPR just didn't seem bothered about marking Suarez or even closing him down when they had the ball. Do you not think Liverpool should have scored more, considering
they should have scored about 4 or 5 in the first half? Yeah, I think Gerrard had a chance to try to tap it in. Really, he should have buried it. But yeah, Clint Hill and they were standing off Suarez in the first few minutes, and by the time they said, right, we have to cop on and mark him, it was too late. The game was over.
Well, that should be the first thing you do when you get after you finish your game the week before when you're Liverpool. You should go, right, this is Suarez. You 3 players are marking him, and you don't really have to worry too much about the rest of the team. Yeah,
well, that's up to Harry Redknapp and the likes. The only thing I will say is they probably haven't been organising that much, considering they've been chopping and changing the defence every week. Harry Redknapp's trying to give everyone a chance, but I can't see them staying up at all. They've been truly atrocious the last 20 games.
Well, Harry's big strength is always how he works the transfer market. The window's open tomorrow or the day after, and he has his work cut out for him. But you think this is it? This is when QPR can change their fortunes?
Yeah, a little bit. I think he'll get a couple of players on loan, I'd say, that will improve the morale of the squad. Well, I can't see them getting 25 points in the next few games, in the remainder of the games.
You could reckon they could be adrift before any new signings have a chance to make an impact?
Yeah, I think so. Because by the time the end of January, they'll only have the new players. They could still have less. They could still have 10 points.
Exactly. Okay, well, that was a good point. Well made. I think we're going to wrap it up there because we don't have much time. So we'll talk to you again in a few days. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. God bless you for listening to this. And we'll talk to you again.
Cheers.
Oh, it's better, but it's still not great.
Okay.
Okay, now say something.
Can you hear me now? Can you?
A bit better.
You're getting better every time.
Now go. No, that's wrong again. Say something.
Harry, is Mark here, is he?
No, it's just me and you.
No, that's fine.
Oh. Problem with Mark now, do we?
No problem. No.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking,
Oh, yeah. I
if there
know.
was 3 Skypes, it'd be very confusing.
Yeah. Okay. No, Mark's in cabin. Right.
Okay.
They're actually surprisingly brilliant levels for once. Okay, I'm going to stop.